We're back for the second half of the 2025 NFL season, everybody. Welcome back, my man.
Wow. Can you believe half the season's gone?
No, it's sad, isn't it?
Blink of an eye.
I know.
But I gotta tell you, I've been talking about this on this podcast for a while, and it happened Tuesday morning. Woke up, it was like Christmas. All the units were back.
Yep.
All the zeros were gone.
We got another like 5 people last minute came in.
I know. I got a couple more to join. So we had a couple guys jump in. So we're almost at 50, right? 45, whatever, 43.
Yeah, I think 42 right now, maybe 43. So
all right, listen,
kind of like last year.
Competitive.
Yeah. But yeah, we've turned the corner. We're on the back stretch, and everybody's got a fresh installment of units. Oh, that reminds me, I have to do that for Low Country High Rollers League. Anyway, I'm excited about the back half. I looked at the card this week, and we're coming off a 2-3 week, unfortunately, which brings our season record in the contest to 20-20.
500.
Yeah, we're 2 spot. I mean, that's you would think that would be bad news, but the good news is we're actually only 2 spots out of the money, and only 11 spots out of first place.
It's pretty wild. I mean, we've been talking about it's been a hard year. I mean, everyone's struggling, not just us. But I hated the fact that my team kind of killed us, last week with the second half. I mean, there's no other word for it other than collapse.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lead. Collapse. And so I don't know if I would say I was like comfortable with that lead at halftime, but we had a 14-9 lead, right? Wasn't that the score?
16-7.
16-7, my God.
And we allowed 28 second half points at home.
And didn't score again?
I think we did score. Yeah, we scored. Roman Wilson had a touchdown at the end, and we got the 2-point conversion, but it didn't matter by then. But what happened in that game, and I know I've been basically wagering on football almost out of the womb, as you have been. Maybe I started, I think, when I was 7. So I got 50 years of gambling under my belt, and I'm still alive, which is a testament to me and my strength off the field and off my gambling. But I've been probably not alone. I mean, I'm not alone in this. Anyone who's been doing this as long as we have been griping about referees forever. I mean, and listen, I'm not saying the Steelers would have won the game. They clearly got outplayed. But in the early, we had the ball out of the half. We had a 16-7 lead. They jumped off sides. Rodgers had a free play. He threw the ball, anticipating the call. It wasn't intercepted. It was just incomplete. And there was no call. And he was visibly upset. And I think it got in his head. And we punted. And from that moment on, I mean, these little momentum things in football sometimes can be bigger than they seem at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And we never recovered from that. And now, again, I'm not saying the defense was not good. And Love, he threw I thought Love had got away with a couple like high floating passes that I could not even believe were not, number one, not intercepted. Number two, the fact they were complete blew my mind. So, and we let up 200 yards receiving to a tight end. So just think about that. We didn't deserve to win. I'm not saying we did. But, these referee things, with there's so much on the line in these games, Jack. There's jobs on the line. There's careers on the line. And every game matters so much. Like, they got to clean this up. They got to get these calls right. They got to do a better job. And I've been talking about the eye in the sky for 2 years. And I like that they're doing more with it. And they're like, after expedited review, we're doing this. That's great. They got to do more. It's got to be more. It's not enough.
Yeah. At the same time, I mean, look, you've been, like you said, you've been doing this long enough that after the game is over, if you're talking about the officiating, it's usually not a good sign.
No, right? You're right.
You got outplayed.
I can remember clearly there was one season where Bill Cowher woke up Tuesday morning, 3 separate occasions to letters of apology from the NFL.
Right.
So those are 3 losses in a season. Think about what that does for the playoff standings. Think about what that does for everything. You know what I'm saying? You may have to go on the road in the playoffs because you lost those games as opposed to hosting a game.
Yeah.
So it does matter. I mean, it's bigger than and listen, you're not going to, officials are human beings. I mean, I'm not suggesting that we go to a full digital system. Don't get me wrong. You need human beings, but the human beings make mistakes all the time in every job, not just this. And if you have a mechanism with technology to correct those mistakes and get the call right. You have to do it more often than not. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. All right.
Anyway,
Well, look,
that's my
we're
rant. It's
again,
over.
we're at the half point of the season where I think we're at a point now where we should not have a single week where we don't at least win 3 games if we're going to have a good season, and I think like on both sides of that coin, we've done a good job to be at 50, at 50%, given how unpredictable and how crazy this season has been, I think, compared to others, but also now we have our work cut out for us. You know what I mean? And we're like, I really believe that we could end up winning this thing if we go on a run, because the guy in front of us is only 11 games up. I mean, he's 31-9, which is a great record, but I don't think it's sustainable. And I think we can get hot. So let's do it.
I think a couple things, Jack, I was thinking about with you and me is because there have been multiple times where each of us have had convicted plays that we love and we can't get the other guy to the side. And a lot of times that's a winner, but also we should probably start avoiding our own teams. I was thinking like,
why? Just because we can't be objective?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
So I just think that makes some sense. Maybe to think about that going forward. No Steelers, no Browns if we can avoid it.
Well, on the surface, that sounds good. But if we both agree, I think that's the harder thing. And we usually don't get alignment on each other's teams.
Correct.
And even that is a problem because I just don't think we can be objective. Like you usually, let's be honest, you tend to not think the Browns are good. And I feel the same way about the Steelers. And so like it takes a lot to like overcome that.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we had both of them last week and we were 0-2 in those games.
Yep.
So that made me kind of think of it. But the card this week looks pretty good. Before you go into the card, I thought one thing that obviously I think it's probably obvious to everyone who's gambling, but favorites last week again went 11-2 against the spread. Favorites were at 85% last week. That's the best winning percentage for favorites in a single week since December of 85.
Holy shit.
I mean, and granted,
do you have the numbers on the favorites for the season?
Since week six, favorites are 33-10 straight up. And
straight up
83, 37-1. That's the best percentage of favorites through 8 weeks since 13.
But what about ATS?
Yeah, 67-54.
Okay.
Not great.
But still, it's still well above 50%.
55%.
Okay.
Right. Of course, I found a way to have one of the only 2 favorites last week that didn't cover with Atlanta. And boy, did that blow me up. I lost a survivor team on that. Obviously, I did not know that Drake London wasn't playing. So that's bad on me. Like, you can't bet Atlanta when Drake London's not playing. It's like, you shouldn't really bet any team when their number 1 wide receiver is not playing. And Cousins was playing instead of Penix. So that was just horrific handicapping by me. And I deserved it, and I got it.
All right, let's jump in. Speaking of Miami beating Atlanta last week, they're kicking us off this week with a game against the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson is returning.
Yes, he is.
They're laying 7.5. The line came out at Juana at 7.5. I think it was 50.5. It's now 51.5 on the total, which is very high. And I mean, I'll go first on this one, which is I don't have a strong opinion on this at all. I really feel like this game, I could see a number of different outcomes, including both of these teams winning. And so I'm really staying away. Same reasoning that I gave you last week and why I wanted to get off Baltimore, and that I just want to see them prove that they can play well. I mean, they obviously did it even without Lamar last week. And part of that was because, the Bears just didn't play well. But I also think
defense played well.
Yeah,
they really did well. And that
was also, I got to say, Roquan Smith, his presence should not be underestimated. I mean, there's people who miss games and you notice, and there's other people who miss games and you don't notice.
Yeah.
My God, his presence on the field when he's there, it's orders of magnitude difference. Like he's 100%. Making so many plays.
Him and Hamilton, I think, are the 2 key guys on that defense now.
Yep.
Without question.
So, I mean, what do you think of this game? Do you think Miami can back up that performance they had in Atlanta last week, or are we going to see, same old Dolphins we saw most of the year?
Honestly, I think the data. I mean, I'm just going to go by some of the data that I've read, and that tells me that I think Baltimore is a strong play here. I think the 7.5, also by Vegas, is trying to goat you into taking Miami off of that win, trying to say, wow, 7.5 at home on a Thursday night. That's usually a winner. I think Lamar is going to be ready to play. Harbaugh's faced McDaniel twice with Lamar Jackson. The Ravens have scored 94 points in those 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's maybe why the total is so high here based on history, or just that, with Lamar back, obviously. See, the other thing with this is like Baltimore preseason was like a number 3 team in the country coming in, right? Like everyone thought they'd be a top 5 team.
If not number 1.
And now, like, I mean, do you just throw out the records and say Lamar's back and they're healthy and let's go? Let's pick it up where we should have left off to begin with against a bad Miami team. I mean,
I'm not in that camp, and I kind of feel like that's where the market is, and that's where this line is kind of saying, and it was a little bit last week. I mean, it was 6.5, not 7.5, but it was kind of assuming that he's worth a touchdown, that he's going to be MVP caliber Lamar. And we didn't see that. We haven't really seen that yet this season.
Yeah.
And I just think like it's a little much for me to think, okay, he's back. Like I want to see it first. And I know Miami's terrible. Believe me, the Browns beat them, but they played inspired football last week. And
they played for that guy's job against the backup quarterback with that, and they were missing a lot of key pieces. And I think that Atlanta, let a lot of people down last week without question. I mean, when that line came out, I thought with Penix in the game in London, I thought they were going to blow them out.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, Miami still has no Tyreek Hill. They still have no Darren Waller. They still have a shitty defense. Mike McDaniel has coached 5 career games in which the Dolphins were underdogs on short rest, and he's 0-5 straight up, and they allow 29 points per game. Yeah. Harbaugh has coached 16 games on Thursday night with the Ravens. He's 10-1 straight up as a favorite.
Yeah,
he doesn't do well in those spots as an underdog. So I like Baltimore. I'm going to lay it. I think the defense is probably in a position now where they're getting more healthy and they've learned, hey, we don't really have any more rope here. Like we got to win games, and this is a bad opponent. And I think Lamar's going to put it on him. I like Baltimore.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing. I just don't think it should make it into our top 5, but maybe by the end of this, pod, we'll see where we are. All right, let's move on to Sunday.
Yeah, one more data point. When Tua has been listed as an underdog in the primetime games, he's only 1-7 straight up. I know that doesn't say anything about the spread, but if you're a little nervous about Baltimore, -1.5 in a teaser, I don't think kills you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati.
People in Ohio and Southern Ohio say Cincinnati.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
I like that. By the way, friendly people there. I mean, but a buddy of mine, Matt Funk, he's in Mega.
Yeah.
He goes once a year on a jet trip.
Yeah.
And they went to Cincinnati this week, and they just had the best time. Like the Ohio people were like up on stage with them. They were doing the jet chant. They were accepted. They took a picture with the mayor of Ohio.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Mayor of Cincinnati. You know, it's funny. I didn't bring this up on the pod last week, but when Herb Street was calling the Steeler game against the Bengals, he said something so amazing. That was so true. He said, on
the Thursday night game,
he said, I grew up in Southwest Ohio, and I can say without question that everyone in this stadium, including myself, thinks this game is going to end 31-30 Steelers. It was that sick feeling when you came down and you were driving and you were going to score, and it happened. It all happened.
And then you guys came down. Flacco took you down and scored.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Okay. This is Bears. By the way, what the Bears did to us last week, they kept us from having a winning week. Like that 2-3, like you say Steelers. Okay. That was a bad pick, but
we had
we had, along with everyone in the pick pools, because that line locked in at 6.5, and they were on the 2-yard line with under 2 minutes. And there was no reason at all for the Ravens to be playing defense. And they weren't, actually. They were content to let them score. But the fucking Bears couldn't put the ball in the end zone without anybody playing defense. And I'll never forget it. Caleb Williams had, who's their tight end? Is it
Loveland?
Komet?
No, he didn't play. Loveland. Kid from Michigan.
Loveland was wide open underneath the crossbar. And Caleb Williams threw it beside him, nowhere near him.
I saw that. Awesome.
And Caleb also tried to sneak it himself and like fumbled the ball and like, recaptured and then got tackled. It was disgusting.
Well, the worst thing that happened to me all weekend last weekend was Lamar not playing, because my 2 best bets last weekend going into the weekend were Baltimore and Denver.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 locks. When the line changed and we woke up bleary-eyed at Gerard's after a crazy day and night. And the line had flipped, and you had told me now it was 2.5, but we're going to get 6.5, and we're going to take the Bears and blah, blah, blah. It was like, it all made sense to me then, but boy, oh boy, what a mistake.
Anyway, the Bears are on the road now in Cincinnati. This line has sort of moved around a little bit. It came out Bears -1.5. It went up to as high as 3. But today it came back a little bit, 2.5 and 51.5. Looks to be high scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the Bears, I could see this being a really high scoring game because, Cincinnati's obviously got a great offense. However, Flacco, I'll say this, and we should watch this. He injured his throwing shoulder. So he's, I think, questionable here. And so we actually may see Browning in this game. Let me just check on the latest status. Flacco
Browning is horrible.
He was limited at today's practice. So he sat out yesterday, but he made an appearance today.
He's going to play.
Yeah, if it wasn't his throwing shoulder, I'd feel better about this. But so I think the big questions from an injury standpoint are going to be him. And of course, Hutchinson, who is listed as questionable. They obviously don't have a pass rush without him there. With him there, it's even questionable.
You mean Hendrickson?
Yeah, Hendrickson, sorry.
Yeah, you said Hutchinson. He's on Detroit.
Hendrickson didn't practice today. So I also think that this is slightly a conspiracy theory, but that Hendrickson may be playing for a trade. And if he thinks he's going to get traded, then he's going to fake an injury and kind of wait and see what happens, rather than risk it and go out there. But either way, he's got to play for there to be any sense of a pass rush. Even when he's in there, it doesn't look great. So I would wait and see on this one. But I don't love either side in this game. I would probably skip it anyway. What do you think?
Okay, I actually like the Bears in this game. I do. I think they ran into an angry, motivated Baltimore team last week. I think that was a very tough spot for them, regardless of the quarterback. I think that Baltimore was a team that could not afford to lose a game coming off a bye. They reorganized their team and they came out. And I mean, that defense didn't look like the defense that played the first half of the year. I'll tell you that before the bye. They looked like a different team because Chicago had gone over their team total in every game up until that game. That's the first defense where they got shut down. Cincinnati's defense is dog shit. Yeah. I think Caleb's going to have a great game. I know the second consecutive road game, I usually hate it. And normally the Bears with Caleb are not good in this spot. They're only 1-4 in that spot, but he is 1-0 this year in that spot with Ben Johnson. So the other 4 were with the old coach. So I kind of lean more toward the recency bias like you like. So I think Ben Johnson here is going to be good. I didn't know this until I read this. You know the Bears own the best turnover differential in the NFL?
Is that right?
They're +10.
Wow.
So they don't turn it over a lot. And they get a lot of turnovers. Mm-hmm. So that's good against a bad team like Cincinnati, right? The other thing I thought was interesting, it says the Jets don't exactly get you prepared for the next opponent well. Teams after playing the Jets are 0-7 against the spread this season.
Wow.
So the other thing is it speaks to the over. The over is 4-0 in Bengals home games this year and 10-2 over the last 2 seasons. So I do agree with you that there will be a lot of offense and not much defense here, but I like the Bears to win.
Okay.
And also, that's that data point I gave you last week, where NFC teams seem to be beating these AFC teams in these interconference matchups like 3 out of 4 times. So that makes me like the Bears even more.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not betting on Caleb Williams. I didn't. It's funny. I didn't want to do it last week, but I kind of felt like we had to, given the CLV in these contests being at 6.5 and market was at 1.5, and I wasn't alone. Like basically everyone in every contest who had that opportunity took
Everyone lost.
And everyone lost.
Yeah, they sucked everybody in. I should have let my bet alone. I would have hit for 20,000.
Yeah, so I'm done with Caleb. I can't do it. If anything, I like Cincy in this game, but it's an ugly game that I want to just pass on.
Okay.
Let's move on to the Giants. Giants are at home. They're hosting the banged up 49ers. They're getting 2.5. Total is 48.5. Hasn't really moved. I mean, market, it was 49ers -3 when we first got the line on the 21st, which was a long time ago. People, I think, immediately after last weekend took the threes down, and it's been 2.5 ever since. So I think, again, this is a story of injuries, and the 49ers have maybe more than anybody in the entire league right now that they're dealing with. So I don't know what the story is with Purdy, but we'll probably get Mac Jones. Pearsall still questionable. Jennings is banged up. They have problems on the offensive line. This guy, Bryce Huff, who was the replacement for Boza, is now questionable.
Ex-Jet.
Yeah, Jordan Elliott also banged up.
They have a laundry list of injuries.
They're so banged up.
The Giants are banged up too. Giants injury report is really bad too. Their secondary is very weak. They lost Scadaboo. The guy's foot was facing the wrong fucking way. That was disgusting. That was a picture I didn't need to see. But evidently the surgery went well. Did you see do you know that fat mobster on the Philly sideline that's on their team? That big fat like Don.
Oh, yeah, the security guy.
Did you see what he did when Scadaboo was in the hospital? He brought him cheesesteaks and pizza.
Oh, did he?
What a nice guy, man.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I think I don't know. I think last week was very telling with the 49ers when they faced a real pass rush, like what's going to happen to them. And I kind of see that happening again with the Giants. Like, I think the Giants can win this game. Second week on the road, coming all the way to the East Coast after being in Houston. They're completely banged up with a backup quarterback. Like, I would not bet on San Francisco at all. I could be talked into the Giants. I don't know what the data says, but I like the Giants.
I have the game as a skip. I'm not touching this game. I'm not going anywhere near it.
Yeah, I think the Giants will win the game, and it'll be
close.
They
do. I like to root for Dart, and I like to root for the Giants. San Fran losing 2 in a row? I don't know.
Well, are there any good data trends that would support the Giants?
Absolutely, really nothing in this game. I mean, there's nothing really here that I saw that would even be worth mentioning. The Giants have allowed 20 plus points in 10 straight road games. But that's last week. These home games, you're right. The defense has been better. They've held opponents to 17, 18, and 22 points in the 3 games this season. So I guess, I don't know what the total is, but it could be one of those kind of like ugly shootout games, like, like run the ball and low scoring type of game. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not great with totals.
48.
I don't like this game enough in either way to bet it. I would be surprised if San Francisco lost this game. I gotta be honest with you. I think Giants are a wounded animal.
Okay. Falcons, Patriots. Atlanta's getting 5.5. I think we are going to see Penix return. Let me just confirm that.
And London's playing.
He's questionable. Let me see if he practiced today. Okay, he was limited today.
How about Drake London? Is he back?
Questionable. Let me see if he practiced. He was limited today, but he was out there.
I'll start in this game if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all I've heard, and I watch Get Up, and every show I'm watching, all I'm hearing about is Drake May is the MVP of the league. That makes me like Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I know the guy's been great. He's been doing it, I think, against some pretty bad teams. I think Atlanta's defense is probably a stiff test for him, even though I know they don't play their best football outdoors, and that's true. So there is some mixed data here, but it's 5.5, And if Penix plays, I think the Falcons can stay within 5.5 with Bijan and Pitts and London and that defense. I just do. I don't think Drake May has played a lot of great defenses, and he's putting up these tremendous numbers. I know he's been great. I'm in fantasy. He's been awesome.
You sound exactly like I did last week about saying I said the exact same thing, that he hasn't faced a real defense yet, and Cleveland.
Yeah, but Atlanta's offense is with Penix, and they have like real players. Like the Browns have nobody. I mean, you have Judkins. That's it. Like,
so you think
Bijan Robinson is arguably the best running back in the game. Drake London is a top 5, maybe top 10, maybe top 5 receiver. Kyle Pitts is probably around the 10th to 12th best tight end in the league, and their defense is good. You know, outside of last week, where, you know, Cousins turned it over a bunch of times or whatever, and the defense had short fields, they played pretty well. I mean, you know the DVOA better than me on Atlanta's defense, but I would think it would be top 10. So
yeah,
the only thing is, there are some things here that speak against Atlanta. Going back to the year 2000, the Falcons have lost 7 consecutive games against New England, straight up and against the spread. In outdoor games, the Falcons are 0-2 straight up and against the spread. Like, all this stuff's lining up for New England. I just don't see how it could be that easy for this kid. And I'm not saying we have to take Atlanta. I'm saying in the pick pool, I'm going to take the points because I think that New England will probably win this game. I just don't know if they're going to win it as easily as they've been winning all these other games. That's my point.
Yeah, okay. I'm not entirely against what you're saying, but I'm just really concerned about what I saw a couple times already now this year. First, in the shutout in Carolina.
Yep.
Last week, Miami decided that they were going to basically put everybody in the box and stop Bijan and make Cousins beat them with his arm, which he wasn't able to do. And I think that might be the recipe for beating Atlanta, is to just stop Bijan and make Penix beat you with his arm, because I don't think his arm's that good.
He throws a decent ball, Penix. He throws a nice ball, and he's got London back. So I don't know. I mean, listen.
What we saw, remember what we saw him do against the 49ers.
Yeah, they should have covered.
Before they lost to Miami. I mean, I kind of think they're spiraling out of control right now. And I just think, as much as I hate to admit it, the Patriots are one of the best teams in the league. And I just think this could get really ugly. And I get it. Like, part of me wants to go in there and say, this is the one game this week that it's a week-to-week league, and the Falcons, after laying an egg against Miami, came in here and beat these guys. But I'm not willing to bet money on it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens, but man, I don't think the Patriots sort of fall is this week. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't think this team is playing well right now. And Penix is still banged up. Drake London's still banged up. And I think it's going to be easy for Vrabel to scheme against this. So I don't like it.
Yeah, they're very good against the run. Meanwhile, New England, that's one thing that you went on the pod last week. You were saying how bad New England's defense was, and I was like, that can't be true. Like, I didn't believe you. But
well, it was against you
were insisted that they weren't good against the run.
No, they're
very good against the run.
They are. That's what I had. We in order to beat them, you have to do it in the air.
Which is
the defensive DVOA on them is.
Which is why I can't believe in hindsight, with them shutting down Judkins, there's no way that guy Gabriel was going to go in there and throw the ball on them.
That's
what
right.
What are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland. Hold on a second.
Cleveland has no receivers, and they have a rookie quarterback. We were hoping that Judkins and the defense would keep him in the game and cover the 7.5. That's
New England has the 28th ranked defense. They are 28th against the pass and 5th against the run.
Yeah, 5th against the run. Right. We overlooked that, and that was a big mistake.
So if you take Atlanta this week, you're pinning your hopes on Penix and his ability to go deep against them, which you can do. I've seen the Raiders did it. The Raiders went in there and beat them 20-10 to start the season off. So it can be done. But I I got to see them play well. They've been bad for 2 weeks. I don't think they snap
Yeah.
out of it here.
Okay. The only other data point I would say that you might want to consider, and I know this goes back a few years, but over the last, say, 7 years, teams that are on a 4-game winning streak, straight up and against the spread, like New England, who did not make the playoffs the prior year, right,
Yeah.
are 2-15-1 against the spread in the last 3 years.
What the hell? That's a bizarre
Now,
number.
they have the same quarterback. They do have a new coach. So I'm not sure, like, if you just throw that thing out completely because the whole system changed, right? I mean, quarterback's the same, but they have a new coordinator, they have a new coach, so maybe that throws that number off. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, teams that just turn it around and win like a bunch of games in a row. Like, to me, New England, if you look at their schedule, I just don't know. Like, the only real team, I know they won in Buffalo. I get it. They did. That's a division game. Steelers went up there, forced 5 turnovers, and beat them. But they've been beating up on like bad teams.
Yeah.
Tennessee, the Saints. Who else? Nobody. Like Cleveland. I mean, they haven't beaten a team. I'm not saying Atlanta's a juggernaut, but
Guess
I
what?
think they have a lot of talent.
Well, guess what? Their strength of schedule, according to DVOA,
Is weak.
32nd in the league.
Yeah, I know.
Dead last.
They haven't played anyone, I'm telling you.
I know.
So-
well, that's why I thought Cleveland would go in there and do some damage. But we're part of the now we're part of that. They haven't played anyone.
Well, Myles Garrett did damage. He had 5 sacks.
Yeah,
They
great.
lost the game 31-7. I mean, the guy's a one-man wrecking crew, but you got a rookie quarterback. You have no offensive weapons, and Vrabel's a good coach. I just think Atlanta, this is a weird thing because I don't normally like them on the road, but New England's not grass. It's a fast track, and if Penix is playing and London is playing, I think Atlanta's going to cover the 5.5.
Okay, let's keep our eye on that. I don't entirely agree, but let's see what else we come up with. All right, let's move on. Pittsburgh is hosting the Colts. This line came out at 1.5. It was one-way money ever since. Got up to 3, has stayed there. That's where it currently is. Not enough Pittsburgh backers to take it off of the 3. Total is 50, which is high. I mean, I had just one thought. Why don't you start us on this game? But I can't believe that this is the number. I thought the
Should be 7.
Colts are the best team in the NFL.
Should be 7. There's a huge underlay on paper, which makes me a little suspicious. I got to be honest with you. I mean,
me too.
It makes me really, really suspicious.
I mean, we were willing to back Pittsburgh. They were getting 3.5 from the Packers, who I don't think are as good as the Colts. I mean, what are the Colts going to do if the Packers came in and did that last week? I mean, aren't they going to blow you out?
I mean, no one's been able to stop Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he's also up for the MVP. Danny Dimes has been amazing. They have Pittman, Pierce. They have the best tight end, I think, in the game, Tyler Warren from Penn State, who just dominates. He scores every week.
And don't they
we just let up 200 yards receiving to the Green Bay's tight end. He's not even as good as this guy.
Haven't you historically lost to the Colts also?
What's that?
Haven't you historically not played the Colts well?
No, that's not true. No, the record there I think is insignificant. I mean, I can remember Ben threw 6 touchdown passes against the Colts at home one year. The thing here is, do you believe in the Tomlin bounce back thing off an outright loss or not? The numbers support it. He's 12-4 against the spread as a home dog off a loss. Those are real numbers. It's Tomlin, right? Is he going to straighten the defense out? Deshaun Elliott, our safety, knee gone. We went out this week. We traded for Duggar from New England, who's a good player, who didn't fit into Vrabel's scheme, and it was a money dump for them. Even though they're paying most of the salary, we basically got him for nothing. Traded a 6th for a 7th, but he's a guy that can play safety and he's a tackler, and the Steelers can't tackle. And these teams have figured out how to basically avoid the pressures, get rid of the ball quick. And I don't know, Daniel Jones has been unbelievable. It's very hard to like Pittsburgh here after watching last week's game, but they are 22-8-3 against the spread as a home underdog. And that line is weird to me. So I'm not saying we should take Pittsburgh. And I started the show by saying we should stay away from our own teams.
Yeah.
But Pittsburgh backs against the wall, only getting 3 at home. it's something doesn't feel right about this one to me. Feels a little bit weird. So, I mean, listen, in my pick pool, I take the Steelers every week because I don't want to pick against them one week and then lose that game with my own team. So, it wouldn't surprise me if Pittsburgh won the game, but honestly, the Colts have been a juggernaut.
Yeah, it's 3.5 in our contest, which sucks, but
it's actually good for us if we. I mean, it sucks if we like the Colts, but
I would be willing to take the Colts in our top 5.
Yeah,
so,
I don't think you're going to get me there.
Okay, let's move on to Carolina at Green Bay. It's going to be a big survivor play this week for people that
there's a couple big survivor plays this week. That's going to be one of them.
10.5 came out, went to 11.5, 12.5, 13.5, where it currently is 43.5. I think without Bryce Young in the lineup, which I believe is going to be the case. Let me just check on his status.
Is that true?
Oh, actually, no. Sorry. They said they're going to make a decision on his ankle in the next few days, but that was yesterday. Okay. So he doesn't have a status right now. I'm starting to think he's going to play. Dalton is the one who's hurt. Leggett is hurt. And man, God, their offensive line has such problems.
Wow.
3 out of their 5 offensive linemen are questionable. The right guard is 3 of the 4 right guards on the depth chart are on IR.
Wow.
They cannot rush the passer at all. They haven't been able to all year. I think Carolina may not score in this game. This is going to be one of those Packer home games that is just a boat race from the beginning. And Jordan Love it's going to be 35-0. What do you think?
I kind of now that you're saying all the stuff about the injuries, part of me initially, I think for Survivor, like I only have one team left and I'm really looking at Green Bay this week as a team. And now I know there's a history of Green Bay losing these big spread games at home and knocking people out of Survivor. It's happened every year that I can remember Survivor happening. This is a common theme. Now, Bryce Young is 0-7 straight up against teams on the road where the team is over 500. He's never won a game in this spot. So that's really good. And they usually lose by an average of 18 points in those games. So they're not even in those games. Yeah. So it's kind of like what you're saying. Like, even if he plays, like, it doesn't mean that they're going to be super competitive in this game. Matt LaFleur is 31-6 straight up at home against all these other divisions that aren't the AFC North. So he's been really good in these games,
Yeah.
Teams after facing the Bills over the last 2 years, they're 11-4 in their last 15 games in this spot against the spread. So what would concern me really is the number. Like, is Green Bay going to be motivated for this game coming off that huge win against Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers on a short week? Are they going to be able to get up for this team? That would be my concern. And not that they're going to lose the game, which they could. It's the NFL. We all know that teams could lose to anybody.
Yeah.
But I don't think Bryce Young, with the injuries you're talking about, is necessarily going to be ready to go in there and upset them. But could they backdoor this game late? I don't know. I mean,
I agree.
That would be my concern.
That's something that can absolutely happen with these big numbers. I mean, it didn't happen last week with the Colts, playing the Titans. Do I think Carolina's better than the Titans? Absolutely.
I do too.
They've showed me that this year.
Yes, 100%.
They were competitive. I mean, they've got 3 wins.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it wouldn't surprise me if they were competitive. It also wouldn't surprise me at all if they get their doors blown off just because of the problems on the offensive line, and they have no pass rush. They haven't had a pass rush when healthy. So it's sort of like against the Packers.
They're pretty good against the pass. They have good corners.
Yeah.
They can cover the pass. So if you're telling me that Josh Jacobs is going to, like, if you like Green Bay in the under, I can understand that. You don't think Carolina's going to score more than 10 points. Packers will score 27. 20, maybe 24, 27 points, and that's that kind of a game. I could see that. Let me ask you this. In your mind, I mean, I guess at this point, but do you consider Andy Dalton to be a true backup quarterback?
Of course. Why?
Even though he was once a starter, right? The only reason I say it is Matt LaFleur against backup quarterbacks, his teams are 17-2 straight up, but only 10-9 against the spread. Mm-hmm. So if you get Dalton and not Young, I think almost Carolina has a better chance. Because
just the Packers have the 5th ranked total 8th ranked defense overall in the league and 5th against the pass and 10th against the run. So they don't really have a weakness there. And I also think like if Carolina is going to win this game, same way I thought about the Buffalo game, which is this, they have 3 very good running backs. And if they can just slow the whole thing down and give it to Dowdle and give it to Chuba and just kind of crank, sort of chip away and punt and play D, they can maybe hang around. I don't think they could win.
This game, from a standpoint of Survivor, it makes me a little nervous. I know I'm going to have to come down to this game or the Ram game in my mind. And I'm just going to flip-flop between the two of them. But I do, to me, this game for Green Bay is a matter of motivation. Are they going to be able to get up for this game against a doormat team after a huge win last week? Say what you want. Jordan Love beating Aaron Rodgers and LaFleur beating Aaron Rodgers, and just Green Bay beating Aaron Rodgers. It was a huge thing for them. And on a short week to come back and then play a team, I just don't know if they get up for this game. Yeah. And maybe they can get picked off here. I'm not saying they can. I'm just a little bit, something just a little bit makes me a little leery. That's all.
Okay. Let's move on. I don't disagree with you what you're saying. I think it's a lot of wood to chop, and I don't like these double-digit home dogs. Yeah. I mean, look, I didn't like, and I could, we'll see who our anti-survivor play is. But if you made me choose right now between Carolina and the Saints, I would definitely take
starting that rookie kid.
I would definitely take Carolina.
Yeah.
I think there'll be other survivor plays. I think the biggest one of the week is going to be either the Rams or the Chargers because they're playing Tennessee. Right. All right, let's move on to Detroit. This line's been one-way traffic also. Came out at 7. It's up to 8.5. Was up at 9. Came back to 8.5, 48.5. I love Detroit in this game. I don't know what you think, but man, JJ McCarthy is finally going to get the start. They've had enough of Wentz, plus he's hurt. Man, the Vikings have just looked terrible anyway. And I don't think it's going to get any better with McCarthy. I don't know. This is, to me, an easy 10-point win for the Lions. I don't like McCarthy, you know that, and he's coming in. So let's see what he's got against, I believe, is Detroit the number 1 defense in the league? Let me just check. Yes, they are. They're number 1. They're number 3 against the pass and 4 against the rush. And JJ McCarthy is going on the road, and he hasn't played since week 3. What convinced me to take Minnesota?
I can't. I like Detroit also. All the numbers support what you're saying. When Goff has played Minnesota as the quarterback, he is 8-0 against the spread. That's the best mark of any quarterback in the NFC North versus Minnesota in the last 20 years. I don't see any reason why he won't cover this game at home. Detroit's playing great football. Minnesota's spiraling. You use that word about another team, Atlanta, which I'm not really ready to agree with you on.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you that Minnesota is spiraling out of control. And I like Detroit a lot in this game.
Okay. All right. We got one we agree on. Hold on. Let me just see what our contest line is. Oh, it's 8.5. Okay.
Even better.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Denver, Houston. I have a strong opinion on this game.
Go ahead.
I wonder if you agree with me, but well, I basically think that I was wrong last week. I'll admit it on Houston. That could have been a win for us because I know you liked them. against San Francisco. San
They did.
Francisco didn't travel well.
Yeah.
And it's like they have absolutely no pass rush. And it's the reason why Houston was able to sort of, with their terrible offense and their terrible offensive line, somehow win that fucking game.
Got away with it.
Now, this week is the polar opposite. The best pass rush in the league is coming into town, and a top 5 defense is coming in, and that's who, CJ Stroud is going to have to face this week. And, I think, Denver came out in this game as a 1.5-point favorite early in the week, and the market moved hard on Houston, and now they're a favorite by 1.5. And I disagree with where the market has gone on this. I just think Denver is a much better team, and I really like Denver in this game, and I'll take the 1.5. I was ready to lay. What do you think?
Okay, so here's my thought on it. Last week, my best bet of the week was Denver at home against Dallas, and I was, with you guys and everyone. I took a lot of bets, and I won every bet. And I know it's easy to fall in love with Dallas because they're exciting to watch. They have a great offense. They have no defense. They had a bad history in Denver, and I thought Denver, their offense was getting better, and against a bad defense. Houston has a good defense, not a bad defense. Houston, I think, has an underrated defense. I think they're actually better than they're ranked. Okay, so this is a really hard game.
What do you mean, Cello? They're ranked 4th.
Are they? Okay, good. Yeah,
according to DVOA, but it's they're 16th against the rush, but against the pass, they're number 1.
Right. Yeah, they have an unbelievable secondary. Stingley
scares me a little.
Is amazing.
Maybe that's but here's the thing. Why they became a favorite in this game. But
here's the thing, Jack, that you're overlooking. Here's the thing you're overlooking. Denver lost their best player on defense last week. He's out 4 to 6 weeks.
I know.
Patrick Surtain.
Yep.
Now, if Nico Collins can play, which is questionable, he's questionable. But if they get Nico Collins back, and they still have those 2 rookie receivers who played really well last week, by the way, CJ Stroud's playing better. I actually like Houston here. I think if you look at the numbers, Bo Nix, when he is in a game with a spread of 4 or less points, is only 5-6 straight up. Mm-hmm. Bo Nix is better when he's a big favorite. When the spread is 4 or more and he's a big favorite, he's 9-0. He's never lost.
Yeah.
So I think you got to look at those injuries and consider them. I think you have to consider the fact that Bo Nix plays way better as a favorite than he does as an underdog. He's 5-7 against the spread as an underdog, and he's 5-6 straight up when the line is less than 4. I think this is a hard game for Denver to win. Texans are in the middle of a 3-game homestand. Generally, it says here teams in the middle of a homestand off a win, which is the Texans are 58-30 straight up in the next game and 50-37-1 over the last decade in the second game of the 3 at home. So I like the way the Texans are playing. I thought the game in Seattle 2 weeks ago, they played better than the outcome, actually. I thought their offense didn't really help them in that game, but their defense played well. And Seattle took advantage.
But isn't that going to be this? Don't you think that's going to be just the exact same thing here?
I just don't know. We haven't seen Denver's defense without their best corner. Okay. I think that's a big deal. And I don't think that Bo Nix is going to be, even in fantasy, he's only projected to have 15 points this week. What does that tell you? We had 41 from me last week. This isn't the Dallas defense. This is a different team. The Texans are really hard. I like the under. I like the Texans in the under. I think if you're laying less than 3 at home, there's value in Houston.
Nico Collins has no status, by the way. He appears.
Yeah, he's gonna play. So it makes me like Houston even more because Surtain is out. So now they have no lockdown corner. Nico Collins is a fucking Pro Bowl receiver.
Aren't you concerned, like I am, though, about their offensive line, who is a bag of shit? And
I am, but listen, this is the Denver team. Remember early in the year when I said that Indianapolis this was a step up in class, I said on this podcast, that Denver's defense is coming in and Daniel Jones is not going to do it. And granted, the game was 29-28.
I thought they played very well in that game, Denver.
But they lit up 31 points.
True.
So they lit up 31 points. They lost 31-29. They should have won the game. Remember
I know, but Detroit, the Colts have the number 1 offense in the league.
I understand, but I honestly think this lines up pretty good for the Texans. If I don't think that Bo Nix is going to have a good experience in this game. I don't, and I think that their offense is going to struggle.
19th.
Their
Houston's
offense is going to
offensive line.
struggle, and I think Stroud's been playing a little bit better. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I think he's been better, and I think he gets Collins back this week. And the two young receivers they had last week played very well. Schultz is very good.
Yeah, by the
And
way, I don't think it's Stroud's fault. I think it's the offensive line. I mean, the guy's
Yeah.
running, he's running for his life.
yeah,
We've seen it before. I feel like I've watched enough football in my life not to blame the quarterback when no one blocks for him. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, I understand. I don't like Nick. I don't like Bo Nix's numbers in this spot, and I
Okay.
think this is a hard game for him to go and win against Houston's defense. I think Houston's defense is equally as good as Denver's, honestly, and they're at home.
Okay. We disagree. Okay, I thought I'd have you there. Let's move on to Titans hosting the Chargers. It's got as high as 10 in the middle of the week. I guess some Tennessee money came in. I don't know if that's injury status related, but this is going to be probably the number 1 or number 2 survivor play of the week. And I think, the Chargers are coming off extra rest. They played on Thursday night, or are they coming off a bye? I can't remember, but I know they have extra rest. I wouldn't go near Tennessee in this game unless I was very clear on the injury status of 2 players. Justin Simmons, who, if he's not playing defensive end in this game, I mean, the Chargers, there was no one on the defense of the Titans who could stop them. And Ridley. No, if Ridley doesn't play, then Ward
Ridley's
has
out.
nobody to throw it to. So
Ridley's
they're both.
out.
I think they're both questionable.
I think Ridley's out. I have him
No,
on my
he's-
fantasy team. He's not playing.
He's spotted at Thursday's practice. Jim Wyatt of the Tennessee's official site said he was spotted. It's so funny. Most of the times you see like he was a partial participant or half participant. This one, it's the first time I've ever seen that he was spotted. What does that mean? He was like, they saw him like duck behind the bleachers, or like he has a helmet in his hand.
That's like in Africa when you spot like an endangered species.
And Jeffrey Simmons won't practice Wednesday. I don't know. I don't see any update on him for Thursday, but my God, if he doesn't play, that's like he's the only guy on their defense.
Listen, I'm gonna make this as easy as I can for you. I love San Diego in this game. We have to lay the 9 points. It's
LA.
LA. I'm sorry. I still call him Sandy. So I like the Chargers in this game. Harbaugh has closed as a road favorite 11 times. He is 10-2 against the spread on the East Coast. The Titans have lost 11 consecutive home games against the spread. That's the longest home against the spread losing streak for any team since the 1970 merger. The Titans are a historically bad team. And I say this every week on the podcast, like they are unbettable. So I understand why people will take San Diego. I keep saying San Diego, damn it. I understand why people will take the Chargers in Survivor. I understand why people will put them in 3-team teasers, in 4-team teasers, whatever. You don't need to. You just need to lay the points. I like the Chargers in this game to cover the spread.
Okay. I could maybe be talked into that. I think I'll be rooting against them because I'm going to take the Rams. I haven't used them yet in Survivor, so I'm going to be rooting for Tennessee. But I don't disagree with anything you said. And
Is Joe Alt playing?
I'll look right now, but I'm mainly looking at the 2 injuries that I mentioned, which is Simmons and Ridley. When it comes to
just look at Joe Alt, because when Joe Alt starts and finishes a game, the Chargers don't lose.
Yeah, he's healthy. He was healthy last week.
Yeah, I like the Chargers. I think they should be one of our picks with Detroit.
Okay. Let's move on to the Jags at the Raiders. Now, let me see I said this 2 weeks ago on the podcast that when they come off their bye, I'd be willing to take them. It's true that Bowers
is back.
And Jacoby Myers are both playing. The line, oh my God, I don't believe it.
3.5.
It's 2.5 in the contest. Uh,
What's it in what's the live line? 3?
3.
Yeah. I mean,
3.
it sounds like you like the Raiders.
I do. It was 3.5. I don't actually. Oh, I went to 2.5 in the market today. Anyway, okay, so the market's 2.5,
Mm.
and I don't know if that's. I just think that the Raiders are so heavily reliant on those two players, and both of them being healthy, also coming off of a bye. I don't really think much of Jacksonville. I think they could lose this game, and I like the Raiders.
It's a little bit of a scary game for me. Pete and Gino as a duo, off a bye are 0-2 straight up and against the spread. Makes me a little scary. I've bet I
What's
backed
that
the
from?
Raiders.
When they were in Seattle together?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have backed Gino and the Raiders a couple times this year, and I regret it every time. They have played horrible football. Now I do understand Bowers is a stud; he's back. You're telling me now that Myers is back. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
You're saying he's a full participant in practice.
Yes.
So that's a huge advantage for them. So in
Full,
that case,
full participant yesterday.
okay. So I will
Fully
say
healthy. Genty, Myers, Bowers.
Yeah, I do
Gino.
actually like that. I mean, listen, if they have a full complement on offense, which is what I was hoping they would have that day that I took them plus 14 at the Chiefs and they lost 31-0 before the bye. They didn't have any of those guys. So
Also,
you're telling me they do. I guess I could get there but 2.5. Damn, I wish we were getting that 3 or 3.5 like we were. But I'm not impressed with Jacksonville. I think
a lot of people. I think they're inviting you in to take the Jags at that number, and I think a lot of people are going to do it. Max Crosby was listed as questionable. It's essential that that he's the leader of the defense, so he has to play. But I think if he goes with 2 receivers healthy, them coming off a bye, me not thinking much of Jacksonville, I like the Raiders.
I can't believe you're saying that. You're a guy that hates the Raiders in general and thinks they're a bad football team, and they have been a bad football team. The first half was abysmal for them. Gino has been horrible. Every time I bet on them, I find myself screaming at him through the television,
But I think
he doesn't hear me. Obviously, he's not hearing me when I scream, but I'm screaming nonetheless at his poor play. Is he going to turn this thing around or what?
Again, he's got to have his weapons, and he's got them back this week. I agree. It was a fool's errand to think that they could go into Kansas City with nobody and win that game. But, like you always say, it's a week-to-week league, and here they are.
They're coming off a bye, and honestly, it's a must-win for them. They got to win this game.
Yeah.
And all right, I'll take the Raiders.
Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback. He
sucks.
He's awful. And I think they can feast on him.
And Brian Thomas Jr. has not been good.
I know. Believe me, he's on my fantasy team. He's horrible.
He's been horrible. All right, I'll take the Raiders with you. I'll give him one more chance, Jack. This is it.
Okay. Rams are hosting the Saints. I'm disappointed to hear that the Saints benched Spencer Rattler and are going with Tyler Shuck. That's how it's pronounced. Shuck. Even though if you look at it, you would say Shao.
Yes, Tyler Shao.
But it's actually pronounced Shuck. And man, this is, I'm using them in Survivor. Let me just say this. I think it's too many. I think the Saints have been competitive, as we know. They haven't been winning games, and I don't know. They're obviously going to be selling at the deadline, and they've now sort of resigned themselves to wanting to see a different quarterback. But I think if this were Spencer Rattler, I would love the 14. But I've seen, I think this guy, Shuck has actually a higher ceiling than Rattler and a much lower floor. I saw some tape today on an email from The Athletic of some plays that he made in college. And by the way, he's 27 years old and he's a rookie. I mean, he's actually older than Trevor Lawrence. He was playing
Wow.
college. He was playing college football last year.
The COVID year.
The guy was in. He did. He had 2 COVID years. He had injuries. He was in college for 7 years. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
longer than Bo Nix. Wow.
And I saw him make some unbelievably horrible plays. To me, this is an impossible ask for him to go into the Rams coming off a bye and win this game. No way. I like the Rams.
Can I give you one thing? The one thing that I couldn't believe that I read with McVay. So the Rams, their last 4 games off a full bye,
they lost.
Are 0-4 against the spread.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're 2-2 straight up. They actually lost 2 of those games.
Yeah, I think one of them was to Miami last year and knocked me out of Survivor.
Correct. Now, McVay is the only 0-4 against the spread coach off a bye since 2021. So in the last 4 years off a bye, he's lost that. He hasn't covered a game. So these guys, I don't know what his guys are doing, but they're not focused when they come back.
They're doing blow.
Yeho, cocaina. Fly, Pelican, fly. The Raiders and the Saints are coming off games scoring 6 points or less, and now they're listed as underdogs. Teams in that spot are 95, 69, and 3 against the spread, including 4-1 against the spread this season. Again, with that recency thing. So I think 14's too many. Is this guy going to find lightning in a bottle and go out there and beat the Rams, kind of like the way that I don't know, was that the Carson Wentz game, or that was reversed, right? When Mason, when I kept writing you, I can't stop looking at his action. Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
Was that the Rams were underdogs against Philly? I think that time, or I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, just also let's not forget how well the Rams were playing going into the bye.
Stafford's been incredible. The Rams are playing.
They beat up on Baltimore.
Very well. This is a bit of a rivalry game that comes from that infamous playoff game where Drew Brees got robbed on the no call. Remember that at the end?
Yeah.
But since 2005, the Rams have covered 7 consecutive games at home against the Saints, including 6-1 straight up in that span.
Yeah.
So this one's tough. Like in Survivor, I take the Rams. Gun to my head, 14 points in an NFL game. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to cover. They are 8-2 straight up against rookie quarterbacks, McVay. But that's not against the spread. And his teams have been bad off a bye against the spread. 0-4 in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Off a bye against the spread.
Yeah, I mean, look, as a big Survivor play this week, I fully expect there to be some turbulence.
I totally agree. We might be up.
I've been having like easy winners in Survivor, but I wouldn't be surprised if they blow him out. It is a rookie in his first start against one of the best teams in the league, and I'm willing to do that every time against a rookie quarterback. I'll do it. Whether they'll cover or not. I think you have a point, but
Jack, I agree with you in the Survivor thing, but I will say this again. This is going to be another question of motivation. This is a motivational spot. Like, are they going to get up to play a doormat Saints team with a rookie quarterback coming in? Who do they play next week? Because maybe they get caught here in a look ahead thing. You know what I'm saying? Do they have a division game next week? I don't even know.
Yeah, they play the 49ers.
See that right there would scare the shit out of me.
On the road.
That would scare me. Like,
remember they lost.
Not being prepared. McVay not having them prepared to play this game. Looking ahead to a big division spot in San Francisco. I'd be scared, honestly.
I might agree with you if it wasn't coming off a bye, but
yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Chiefs, Bills. Wow, the league fucked up putting this game at 4:25 when they could have put it on Sunday night. Instead, we have to watch Seattle, Washington on Sunday night. I mean, what's going on here, right?
Washington was a playoff team last year. But yeah, you're right. I mean, but 4:25 is the main slot. It's going to be Nance, right? Nance and Romo. It's the 4:25 game. It's the main game, which is where it should be at that hour. I mean, I can understand it.
I think, I don't know. I'm curious what you think of this game, but I think it just comes down to We're going to see good Josh or bad Josh. And I think it's going to be good Josh. I mean, like last week was, I think, a really kind of a statement game, even though it was Carolina. They beat the piss out of them, and their defense actually played really well. Their offensive line is playing incredible. And it's like going to be, to me, up to Josh. What do you think?
It's interesting that there's a bit of conflicting stuff here. Like, I'll tell you what I think, just me. I think Kansas City's better than Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kansas City's a better team this year than they were last year. And I think Buffalo's worse. Buffalo's defense has not impressed me. I know they went into Carolina last week, but it's nothing. They were off a bye. But, like they lost to New England at home. Like Buffalo, there's something wrong with Buffalo.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if they have the skilled players on offense. I know they're going to be active at the trade deadline. They need help. They need help at wide receiver. I know Cook is amazing, but their defense is not championship caliber. Kansas City can win the Super Bowl with this team that they have right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Mahomes has lost 4 in a row against the spread and straight up to Josh Allen in the regular season. He owns him, obviously, in the playoffs. But I don't think that matters. I just think Kansas City, what are they laying? 1?
2.5, actually.
What? No way.
Yeah.
It was never 2.5.
I actually, and this.
No chance it's 2.5. It's 1.5 now. It was 1.
No, it's 2.5. And
the live line?
Yeah, it was 1.5.
It opened at 1.
Yeah, it was 1.5 pretty much most of the week. It went, I don't know what caused it to go. I don't know what it was, but it went to 2.5.
What's the contest line?
I think 2.5. Hold on. Yeah, it's 2.5 on DraftKings right now and offshore. Let me check the contest.
Jesus, what a fucking raping that
1.5.
Yeah. I like
this was the one line I actually thought to myself that I like Buffalo with the points. Like, I actually think those points may matter in this game.
Well,
these
2.5, sure.
Close
the line
games.
Opened at 1. The line's been 1.5 all week. This is the first time I've ever heard anyone say 2.5. So
yeah.
If we can get 1.5, I love Kansas City.
All right. Well, I think I disagree with you. I like the Bills in this game. I think, like you said, they own them in the regular season and not in the postseason. And I think they can get some calls up in Buffalo in that game. That matters. I think
Ed Oliver being out is huge for Buffalo. They lost their best defensive player. Their defense stinks. Their defense is not good. I think they may get a lead on Kansas City, but in my opinion, in the fourth quarter, they're not stopping Mahomes. Mahomes is going to win this game. I like Kansas City. They're better team all around. Buffalo needs help at the trade deadline. They're not good enough.
They got good news from Bernard. And also, Milano's been healthy, but I think Daquan Jones, defensive tackle, is a go. Yeah, I mean, look,
we disagree. Listen, you like Buffalo, I like Kansas City. We're not going to agree on it. To me, Kansas City is the better team this year. Right now, they're playing better football than Buffalo on both sides of the ball. The coaching, I think you got to give the edge to Kansas City over Buffalo, 100%. It's Andy Reid and Spagnuolo. They're better than Buffalo's coaching. There's no doubt about it. And I love Josh Allen. I'm a huge Josh Allen fan. I love him. But they're not a good enough team this year on paper to beat Kansas City, especially right now with Ray Rice coming back and with everything they're doing on offense and all the weapons they have and the way they're playing defense.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. I think you bring up a good point, the way they're playing right now, and maybe I'll think about it and get there with you. Maybe I'm being a little bit sidetracked by how well they played last week, and I have to think of the big picture because they've definitely had some off weeks. I mean, you think about the Patriot game.
Yes.
That really sort of comes to mind. Like,
by the way, even at home, if you remember at home against the Saints, they were losing in the fucking fourth quarter to the Saints.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, Buffalo, there's something not right. They're like, it's like I don't want to say smoke and mirrors. I just don't think they have the personnel. Who's their number one receiver? Keon Coleman? Shakir?
Yeah,
Who is it?
those two.
Like they need to go get Olave. They need to go get McLaurin. They need to do some work at the trade deadline to be a Super Bowl team. And they need help on defense bad, especially since Oliver's out for the year.
Buffalo is ranked 9th, and according to DVOA, and their offense is 4th.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what troubles me and it sort of supports your case is that their defense is ranked 20th.
Yes.
And the way the Chiefs offense is playing right now,
it's
they
insane.
look absolutely unstoppable.
Unstoppable. I don't know who's going to beat the Chiefs. They look amazing.
Yeah. And they, by the way, are ranked 5th, and their offense is 2nd, and their defense is 9th.
I'm telling you, man, Kansas City is built to win a championship now, but right now Buffalo is not. They need a lot of help on defense. They need a number one wide receiver before they can say that they are. I know Josh is amazing. I love James Cook. I like the offensive line. I'm not saying they have 2 good tight ends. Like they need a wide receiver one, and they need a lot of help on defense in order for them to consider beating a team like Kansas City in a big game, I think.
Okay. Fair point.
So, and I also think we've got a good closing line value here. If we're getting 1.5 and the market's at 2.5,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
Okay. I'll consider it.
Okay.
Sunday night, Seattle is on the road at Washington. It was 2.5, went to 3.
Come on.
47
How much do we need to say, Jack? How much do we need to say? Seattle on the road, baby. They're road warriors. What are we doing here?
Love it.
Seattle all day long and twice on Sunday.
Yeah. I also think I was surprised to let me double check what our contest line is going to be in this one. Please tell me it's not 3.5. Oh, 2.5.
Phenomenal.
Love it.
Love Seattle.
I'm all over that. And especially because McLaurin is out.
Yes.
And
by the way, he's always out. That guy made of like paper mache or something? That guy never plays.
That's not true. He's been pretty tough.
A porcelain doll. He hasn't played all year.
No. Well, I don't know.
He made 2 nice catches last week, and then he left the game. You never saw him again.
He's got a quad. Yeah, the other thing is Tunsil may not play.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine what that defense is going to do on that edge?
By the way, I love that guy. Every time you mention that guy Tunsil, all I think about is him with that mask on with the weed when he was smoking the weed in college. Remember that?
No.
You don't remember that about Tunsil, Jeremy Tunsil?
No.
Well, that's why teams were passing on him, because the video emerged of him. He had like this fucking face mask on, clear mask, and the weed all the smoke was going up into his face. Like he was like an astronaut. You don't remember that picture?
No.
You got to look that up, dude. That was classic. So teams passed on him, and then Miami took him because, Miami they love drug addicts.
Anyway, with Tunsil banged up and Leonard Williams coming, I think that could get ugly. The fact that, this is just such a solid defense and their offense is great. I mean, probably the second or third best team in the NFL. And like the Commanders are just hobbling around week to week. I love Seattle in this game.
Me too, 100%. We're going to take them. I'll give you a couple of data points. Mike McDonald, Seattle 5-1 straight up, 4-1-1 against the spread when playing on the East Coast. Road favorites off a bye week. That's us, right? Seattle.
Yeah.
Off a bye. 79, 55-4.
Wait, did they have a bye last week?
Seattle, I thought they did.
I don't know about
that. They played at home against the Texans 2 weeks ago, and they had a bye last week.
Okay.
Commanders are off facing the Chiefs and are on short rest. Over the last 2 seasons, 4 teams have played a game on short rest after facing Kansas City. Those teams are 0-4, losing by 16 points per game. I love Seattle.
Was that Sunday night or Monday night, that game?
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Seattle is one of our picks for sure.
Okay. Love it. Let's wrap it up and put a bow on it with.
Right now, we have 5 picks right there that we like, just to review.
What are they?
We like the Lions. We like the Chargers. We like the Raiders. We like the Chiefs because of the closing line value potentially for you. and we like Seattle. But let's talk about this last game.
Yeah. Dallas is hosting Arizona. Arizona's a great dog. I'm not rushing to bet Dallas, but I think they win this game. Line's 2.5. It was 3.
Oh, it's up to 4, I thought. Wow,
No,
2.5 we got?
Went the other way. People are betting Arizona because I think they assume that Kyler Murray is going to play.
He is.
I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on this game. Like I kind of
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I love Dallas.
Really?
Absolutely love Dallas here. First of all, Dak Prescott has dominated night games. He's 29, 15, and 1 straight up. He's 2-0 against the spread this season. And he's 14-7 against the spread at night since 21. That's the second best mark behind just Goff.
Mm-hmm.
So he wins a lot of these night games.
Mm-hmm.
Dak and the Cowboys are a perfect 13-0 straight up as a favorite at night, and we're laying less than 3.
Wow.
They beat their opponents by 18 points per game in those games. Now, here's the issue. The Cardinals have given the Cowboys fits. Dating back to 2008, the Cowboys are 1-7 straight up and against the spread against Arizona.
Yeah.
But
I remember that.
Those are 4:00 games. Those are not night games.
Okay, but they do. I remember, and that's why I really don't like them in this game, but I kind of have this very strong memory of them struggling against Arizona. Maybe it's on the road.
It's on the road. It's in Arizona. It's always at 4:00. It's always at 4:00. Even games where it's in Dallas, those are 4:00 games. These are not night games. Dak has really been good at night. Kyler Murray started 6 career games off a full bye week. He's 1-5 against the spread and straight up in those games, failing to cover by 10 points. He's not good. Okay. He's 4-9 straight up in night games, Kyler Murray, in his career.
Yeah.
So you got a guy like Dak who dominates night games, and against a guy like Kyler. I think the line is probably moving based on that stat I gave you, that historically people think, oh, they struggle against Carolina. And people still think Kyler's, I guess, the offense is better with Kyler. And I guess it probably is. But
yeah,
Kyler, listen, he started in the last 4 years, 5 games as an underdog in primetime. He's 1-4 straight up. And he hasn't scored more than 20 points in those 5 games. Like, Dallas is going to score. I like Dallas a lot in this game. -2.5. Come on.
Something fishy about that line. Their defense is terrible. As we saw last week, even Denver.
That I agree with. 100%. Their defense sucks.
Even Denver was lighting them up. And Arizona has weapons. They got Harrison Jr. They have McBride. With Murray plays, he's very good.
They have a bad quarterback.
Not great.
Kyler Murray. Don't say Kyler Murray is very good ever again.
Right.
Don't let those words come out of your mouth ever again.
He's good. I'll never say that he's bad.
He's a 500 quarterback at best. In his life.
You're right. I won't say he's very good, but he's I would say he's in the top half of the league when healthy. Not the bottom half.
I don't know. Maybe I'll give you 20th, but not top 15. No way.
And as we both know, I mean, he can get hot. And he's very good.
I also like
very good as an underdog.
Yeah, that's true. He is good. He is good as an underdog. I understand. He's not good at night. Let me just say it again. Dak and the Cowboys are a perfect 13-0 straight up as a favorite at night.
Wow.
They've never lost a game, Dak, when he's favored at night. He's not going to lose to Kyler Murray at home off a loss. I don't see it.
Yeah, I tend to agree. All right, that's a candidate for sure. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Week 9, the second half of the season has begun. Everybody's got a fresh allocation of points. You use them wisely. Stay away from teasers. Stay away from parlays. Cello, especially you.
I've learned my lesson, Jack. I'm strictly going reverses and straight bets.
Why reverses?
I love reverses. You know why? If you go 1 and 2, you get half your money back.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Cap it, but if you get wiped out, it's expensive.
You're right. You lose twice as many as a parlay. See that, right. Jack? You know it. But listen,
all right, everyone.
Conviction. You got to have conviction in your picks. You got to be careful with your bankroll, which I am not normally, but you got to resist the urge to like think you can just win it in 1 week. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
That's right. All right, so I got to change some of these picks. I put in my top 5 into the
I'll tell you the ones we zeroed in on that we love. We love the Lions. We love San Diego.
So wait, let me just tell you who I had. I had Denver.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so let me take that off. I had the Packers. I think they can absolutely destroy them. I'll take that off for now. I had the Lions. We agree there.
I like the Lions.
I had Buffalo. We don't agree.
No.
I had the Seahawks. We agree.
Yep. We agree on that.
And so I think I'd be willing to do
Chargers. Chargers are going to come on. They're not. Tennessee is generationally bad.
Well, I told you I'm watching the Simmons and the Ridley injury on that one. So
it's fine. You can watch whatever you want.
You don't like the Colts?
Nope.
And you don't like the Giants?
We like the Raiders.
Oh, right. The Raiders.
We like the Raiders. I like Kansas City. I like Atlanta. You don't. I like the Saints. You don't. I like the Bears. You don't. And I like Dallas. But I think if we can get together on these Lions, Seattle, Raiders, if I can get you to Kansas City.
Yeah, I think that's easy for me to do. So I have now Chiefs, Seattle, Raiders, and Lions. And we would need one more.
Right. I like the Chargers. Watch those injuries. I think we agree. If the injuries are okay, we're good there. If not, we're going to need one more.
That's fine. I'll put that in for now. And we can always change it.
We can always change it. Exactly.
Yeah, and these are, with the exception of the Raiders, these are all very good teams. Lions, Chiefs, Seattle, and the Chargers.
Totally agree.
The Raiders is just a situational, off the bye,
desperate team. Similar to Baltimore last week. Desperate team has to have a win.
Yeah, off the bye, healthy, and playing.
Good head coach.
We don't think much of.
Real head coach. Professional coach. I think they should be ready to go, and they have a full complement of weapons on offense finally coming back.
Yep. All right, we got it. All right, bud.
Who's Ohio State? Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah, it's got my whole Buckeye garb. This was supposed to be the game of the year before Penn State imploded, and they even flexed it. They flexed it out of the night position, so it's going to be a noon kickoff. But something tells me it could be closer than people think. That line is 20.5, and it won't go to 21.
Interesting. How? Penn State's terrible.
I know, but maybe
you know what I'm hearing?
This is their Super Bowl.
Can I tell you what I'm hearing out of my local people?
Yeah.
Up at Syracuse this weekend, we may see kid from my town starting at quarterback.
Oh, really?
Filardi.
They're going to bench what's his face?
I'm hearing that he may get some playing time this week.
Wow.
Hills West grad, Dougie and Zoe's school, right here in the town where we play in the JFL. We play on that turf every week.
Interesting. Yeah, some good college games.
Keep an eye out for that kid, Filardi. Kid's an unbelievable athlete.
Filardi?
Lacrosse and football.
Nice.
Better lacrosse.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, people. Good luck with your selections. Make those units last. It might be for the Megabuck South people. It's the last one of the year. For us, it's our last one until the NFL playoffs.
Hey, you want 20 tonight? I'll take Baltimore minus 7.5. Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, I'll take Miami.
Done.
$20.
Good luck, brother.
All right, buddy.
You're the best. See you later, buddy.
See you, man. Have a good one, everyone. Talk to you soon.